We all know who he is, Dr. Krishna Ella. The same for you, sir. And through the day, we have been listening about millets, talking about millets. And I remember when Amma used to give me, when I was a little girl, I was not too fond of millets. But today, everyone is talking millets. So I'll immediately get to the point and ask you, when it is part of our life so much, why are we talking millets now?
I think it's an extremely good question. Before that, I think I want to thank Business Line and NABARD funding this one. I'm telling you, NABARD doesn't fund easily. So, so they don't fund the industry. They fund all the governments, not the industry. But I'm glad you funded because only news magazine at least talks about agriculture and food is a Business Line. Nobody else talks. All business stock market only. All business stock market. That's an important aspect of it. I think I see only Business Line, only the last 2 pages on food and agriculture. Nothing else I see. All others are easily available anywhere in the world. But I think thanks NABARD funding. And I think let's ask a question. And I'll ask my own example in my childhood. Um, I had a poor friend who was working in the farm, and he used to eat all the millets. And daytime, lunch, and whatever is left over in the evening, that is put in the water and put buttermilk in the morning and give as a porridge. I used to ask my mom, give me that one. No, no, that's for poor people. And now I see my friend in village, he doesn't have blood pressure, he doesn't have diabetes. Now I have obesity and blood pressure. I was only eating rice. A simple example. We have a perception problem. We have been perception as a millet that it's a poor man's crop, poor man's food, not a rich man's food. But today, rich man is with all diseases now. With all the rich man, all rich people has got disease. The poor people are healthy. And I think what is important is those food is required for rich people now. I think that's a very important to change perception of the millet. But I think we have to thank one Kader Wali as a single individual who made us an agenda.
Yes.
And thanks to the Prime Minister who made a global agenda. And I think we have to acknowledge both the people who brought back that history back to the millets. Millets is there for years of centuries, but we have not realized the value. But still, Devraj was talking about the nutrition. We don't have still a factor hitting. The problem is if white man eats our millet, and all Indians will eat automatically. Simple. Then how do you make it white man to eat this? This is very important. I think, look at orange juice. We drink orange juice because Americans are drinking and Europeans are drinking. Where orange is not grown in India. Whatever Nagpur orange is used as a fruit, not as a juice. Okay? And I think, we have a perception problem. I think we need to create a millet. If it has to succeed as a product, we need a lot of science around that. Not just nutritional, food science, engineering aspect of it, clinical aspect of it, the good trial. You have to do it even in US, one trial, even in Africa, one trial, in India also one trial. We need to add value. Farmers are intelligent in this country. They can produce anything. I think I looked at it, my agriculture life, as being an agriculture graduate, nobody was growing a millet because it was not affordable. I mean, not economical. Yield was less, not economical. They lost out. The rice was giving a more price, so everybody is switched out to rice. I think the time has come that we give a better value. If you have to give better value for the millets. One thing in the Indian mind says, if the product is expensive, it's good quality. Right. If it's a low price, it's a poor quality. So millet is low price, so it's a low quality. So I think we need to change a lot of brand value, nutritional value, engineering aspect of it, and in all direction. But we are not yet there. No, we are not there. Not there.
So you have often been quoted, and you've been very vocal about it, that clinical research and nutrition, and you've been very vocal. You've gone to various places and you've spoken about it. For us, can you elaborate a little on it as to when you say nutrition and clinical value? What are you clinical research? What are you referring to?
No, I think I'm basically we are in the vaccine company. We believe in research, clinical research, very important, evidence based, and that is very important. And I'll give a two example before starting on the millet. Uh, you know Tamilians knows nallanna?
అవునండి.
Nallanna? Yes. In Kannada, nalla vallanna. And Malayalam also nallanna. And Telugu also manchu nuna
మంచి
or nogul nuna. Manchu nuna. Even now we don't know. My grandmother said that. We still don't know what the science of that. Why it is called good oil? We don't. You look at coconut. Everybody said coconut oil is not good for health and all. You look at Kerala full of massage with coconut oil, head bath is coconut oil, cooking is also coconut oil. Everything is coconut. But they're all healthy. They don't have any cardiovascular problem. Americans said, Harvard said it's a highly saturated. You should not have this thing. But now Netherlands has proven it's good for Alzheimer's and Parkinson with 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. They published it. Now entire US and Europe, you see coconut biscuits, coconut shampoo, coconut oil, everything coconut now in US. You look at the shelves on the grocery stores in US, everything is coconut based total. And I think that means the people Kerala was eating so much of coconut, but what their chemistry of that interaction with the human body, nobody understood that. Nobody understood that. I think the same thing is applicable to the millets also. We don't understand the nutrition of that in relation to the human being. How? We can't make it, jowar is the best for everybody. You can't make it that gentle statement. So we need to have a tremendous knowledge on a food industry, nutritional, and palatability. See, whether I can make a millet product, whether my son will eat, my grandson will eat. That's important. And I'll give you one example for that. Kellogg cereals. You look at Kellogg corn cereal. Americans had an excess production of corn. They don't know where to put. They have to throw it only in the ocean to feed the fish in the ocean. They said they had to do something. So they put a Kellogg Foundation, non-profit foundation, and they started corn cereal, made a cereal. Whether it's good or not, they say it's good for health, no fat, no, because there's no fat, actually, no oil in that. So naturally, no oil in that. So they made it as a good for nutrition, good for the morning breakfast. Today, it's a global product, corn cereal. My grandson eats a corn cereal. But how do you make them palatable? A science can be simple ideas, how that can be converted. The problem in India, we think science in a very complex manner. We want to integrate everything in one type. Doesn't happen. We need to think science in a very simple language. Start thinking how to make it. Can we make it a superfood? Everybody says superfood, but is there evidence for that? And you can't make one millet for everybody. You can't make it. How do you make it? Mix it 4-5, which are palatable. Make like a corn cereal, Kellogg corn cereal. How that is palatable? How to make it as global? And I think we need a bigger vision, bigger thinking, but simple ideas. That's very powerful. It's important. Unless we understand that millet, our interaction with our body, how it reacts. I mean, Devraj spoke about the hemoglobin level and all gone up. Is it applicable to all of the world? Hemoglobin is not a problem for the western part of the world. They eat a lot of meat. They don't need that. But we need to think differently what their problem is. Like NABARD really should fund one E&Y or somebody what Americans would like it to have. I think it's worth it. NABARD should fund the European agency and American agency. What type of consumer prefers if you want a millet product, what type of nutrition they'll expect. Is a cancer point of view, cardiovascular point of view, because you're eating meat, supplement to meat to more soluble fiber, because they don't have much fiber there. So we need to investigate, sort of a survey, consumer survey from US and Europe. And that helps us for Indian farmer to increase more production, more export, more palatable, and we'll have good science evidence base for the other part of the world.
So before I move on a little on technicalities, a little personal question I can't do but ask you. A farmer man and agriculture, how are the two happening?
I'm from farming family from Tamil Nadu, and I'm an agriculture graduate. I think Business Line called me because I'm an agriculture graduate. So basically, I'm an agriculture graduate. The nice thing about agriculture graduate, you can adapt to biotechnology and vaccine anything, but not vice versa. not vice versa. The agriculture graduate can adapt anything. And pharmacy is also like that. Pharmacy is an entrepreneur. Farmers are, he puts 100 rupees, you need to get 120 rupees. He's one of the best entrepreneur in the world, you can think about it. He's the one, we have to learn from him how much risk he takes every day in life with all the calamities. He's a real entrepreneur in the world.
So the agriculture graduate is very passionate about millets also, I'm told. Is
We are
that so?
passionate, but we don't eat. That's the problem.
During the course of the day, a very interesting point was also made that variants are coming out of millet, and you also raised that point that how do you make the taste buds make it to the taste buds, but the nutritional value of all the variants may not be same. How
See,
does that work?
ma'am, the nutritional values, if you want to translate into the human value, it has to be palatable. That's very important. Like bitter gourd, somebody said you drink every day bitter gourd juice, you'll get a diabetic problem control. It doesn't, because your mouth is, tongue is getting desensitized that you can't enjoy any more sugar. It's not that it's really controlling the diabetic, but just desensitizing. But we need a palatable. Without, I think science is so much advanced now in the food science, one can do it. Whether bajra, it's got a low, high soluble, somebody was talking about a phytic acid, how engineering can be done, process engineering. We don't have even process engineering has got into very well into the millet program. We need to have the process engineering, not to lose the nutritional value, and how palatable can be, food science can be added, whether half cooking bajra will help us to increase the nutritional value, or mixing with another bajra, will it increase other nutrition better? A combination of 3, 4, will it help? All that food science has to. But problem in India, nutrition, NIN works differently, CFTR works differently, and NIA, CSR works differently. Everybody works differently. And I think we need a time as a national mission that a core scientist should join together engineering, food science, and nutrition, and clinical scientists, and the taste bud people who are market surveying, market intelligence people, all has to join together. And unless we put together on this thing, millet will not really, we may talk next 1 year, all meetings and all that. But after 2 years, will it disappear, these ideas? I don't want that to disappear. We need to keep the momentum continued. And for that, I think we need certainly scientific outlook of all this put together sciences.
That's very well said, sir. But you made a very interesting observation also about marketing. And I have heard you say that our farmers actually don't need much of innovation because they themselves innovate quite a bit. They're working on the field. But it's the marketing side which they lack. And just now you mentioned about the pricing also, because we all have this thing that something which is expensive is good and something which comes cheap is not good. But don't ask a woman that, it's the other way around. But there I want your thoughts on that, if you're talking about marketing and if millets are coming, how does one go about? Will a public-private partnership work here? Does the government has a better, bigger role to play? What are your thoughts on that?
No, both government and private, both should play together, because it cannot be just industry alone cannot do it, because most of the millet industries, food industries, are small scale industries. I don't think they can support themselves, their way of marketing game or the food science angle, palatability, market intelligence. I don't think they have still reached that level. I don't think big company. For marketing point of view, let's make a simple thing. If ITC makes a food product from the millet, they get a GST waiver. That's simple intervention. Then ITC, everybody, Tatas, everybody will run behind that product, and everybody make a millet cereal, everybody. So simple intervention. NABARD should lobby that in the government of India, how to remove the GST for a food product which is made from the millet. Simple intervention. We don't need a big intervention. The problem in India, we have all the commissions, planning commission, all those people think too much of science, too much of figures. But always the best solution comes with simple ideas. And I think one intervention of GST removal on anything millet produced product, food product, will just change the game. Every industry will follow that. They'll build up this.
So basically, what we are talking about is all stakeholders coming on board, which is not an easy task. But
no, simple intervention, like I told you, the simple intervention of removing the GST, everybody will join. Industry, academy, industry will go behind NIN, and they'll go behind CFTR, everybody, and they'll make it happen. Industry will make it. Even small scale industry will make it happen.
So, sir, on that thought, we'll throw the floor open also because there are many people who would like to, you know, know your views, your thoughts. Yes, sir, please.
Since you have come up with Covaxin, why don't you also initiate a process for the millet whereby the growers and the producers would be very happy with your initiation in it?
No, I mean, honestly, I'm telling you, I don't mind losing money in this game. And I'm thankful to Businessline to invite me for this because my personal passion, I talked to actually, Madam Patel was the president of India. When she came to Karnataka Raj Bhavan, she asked me to come and talk on the food. I said, this is exactly 14 years back when she was president. In Raj Bhavan, there are 20 vice chancellors were there called in from various states also. Everybody is giving big presentation. Agriculture revolutionizing, agriculture revolution. So mine was a last talk because I was the industry guy. They put me the last one. Okay. So they said, Madam, I said, I'll remove, the nice thing of PowerPoint presentation. As the time goes up now, you can keep deleting the slides. So you deleted, I only had 5 slides. I said, I put one slide and talked on the dryland agriculture. Only dryland agriculture. Why that is important, dryland agriculture. Whether it is a sesame gingerly oil or millet, all are dryland agriculture crops. We are not focusing on that. Just imagine even an economist can tell by switching over to millet how much water is going to be saved in the rice production and the wheat production. I think we should charge, and people who are doing more eating rice, they should be put more GST.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So it shifts the game. You shift the game. But I think, I'm a strong believer of dryland agriculture because the future water is not going to be available. It's a game. I think that thanks to the Prime Minister, put this as an agenda, not because this thing, but it's also saving the water point of view for the country. And this is not going to be a survival. Next 15, 20 years down, when water is not there, what are we going to grow as a crop? And I think millet and dryland crops like sesame, mustard oil, all that are very important for the country.
Hi, sir. Good evening. Sir, I'm also agriculture graduate. Sir, my question is, as we all know, our ancestors got very healthy and strong by eating these millets. Do we get same nutritious food now?
That's a very good question. I asked the same question to some of the hybrid tomatoes, hybrid varieties, is what I ate about 50 years back. Same tomato, the traditional variety of tomato, is the same as the new hybrid tomatoes which are there. Is it same nutrition? Nobody has done the studies. Nobody has done it. But the millets have not changed so much. Thanks to the agriculture university, not much breeding has been done. They have not done the breeding. So fortunately, my feeling is the nutrition value of that traditional, which should be there almost intact.
So like that millets also, like there was no tax on the millets. Recently they have put 5% tax on the regular millets also if you pack it. So the government is one time hosting big conferences, again increasing the prices. Due to the rainfall also, the regular prices have increased. So it's, as you said, the holistic approach with the all involvement of the stakeholders should be planned.
No, it's a good question. I think you should lobby with the NABARD chairman to write down.
It's not there.
Businessline should do
I
that.
think NABARD should take up these issues. I'm telling honestly, I'm humbly requesting NABARD here to take up these sort of small issues are very critical for the country.
Because
You need somebody to represent your issues. You go through all the association, it gets one more file, one more paper, that's it. Nobody looks in the finance ministry, those things. But definitely NABARD, if it writes it, they'll take it very seriously.
I'm Ramachandra Raju. I am co-founder for Padmavati Natural Foods. So we are talking about a millet end product, but it is taking time to reach to the consumer. So one attempt we made is we marketed this to the local school for presenting on the August 15th. They have given 2 chickies to each children. Similarly, we can promote this to the corporate also in the canteens or
Sure.
as a
It's a good move. See, look at the midday meal scheme.
yeah.
Why not they make it every alternative day is a millet?
Yeah, evening snack.
Well, midday meal scheme. You see the amount of quantity will be absorbed by the millet into the midday meal scheme. All state government, they're giving a rice to midday. And actually, the governments are giving 10 kgs, 15 kgs of rice free. They should give millets actually instead of that. They will not give it to throw it outside.
So,
with a deep sense of gratitude, you set the room alight. Post lunch session, the amount of clapping that came here, that's evidence of how much you made an impact. Now, when everybody talks of Bharat Biotech, they say Covaxin, but Bharat Biotech is much more than Covaxin, as we all know. Similarly, a well-kept secret is about Ella Foods. Not many know that there is a company called Ella Foods, and it's your passion as well, just as much as scientific research and vaccines is. Now, we all heard since the morning about how to push exports of millets, how to increase production of millets, what can financing do, what can government do. Now, all that is there, and it's been happening, but despite that, we are not moved forward much. What millets need is a mission mode, like how you did for Covaxin. So can we expect something like that from you, from Ella Foods? Because if we are to push millets, you are a man of ideas. You have several ideas, including on marketing. The Kellogg's cornflakes is an excellent example. So can we expect a move like that from you, from Ella Foods? That is what will give a huge leg up to millets in this country.
He's inspiring me. He's inspiring me to lose more money now. But I think I'm looking at it, one of the idea. We have started Ella Food. I mean, if I talk that it's a conflict of interest here, I don't like to talk as a business interest point of view. But I'm looking at the millet. Americans likes gluten-free, okay? Gluten-free foods, Americans. So can we strategize high fiber, gluten-free diet as a nutrition product? Whether it can be a cereal or it can be a bar, energy bar, whatever it is, or something like that strategy has to build it. But then it has to be palatable. That's we have food engineering. We are very weak in this country. Food engineering. The Prime Minister has appointed me to handle the CFTRI, to reform them. I don't know how I'm going to reform, honestly. But it's a tough, okay? Somebody is working for so many years. The scientists to change drastically is difficult because they believe in some science. We have to respect that. And so how do you bring the food science into nutrition and to some of the small manufacturer, integrate these things? And because I don't want to start myself everything. If small entrepreneurs are there, how do you put a good science around that gluten-free, high fiber nutrition things, cereals, whatever it is, or bar. I'm thinking that ideas are coming in, some of the ideas, and something nutrition bar without much sugar, but more for diabetic people, cardiovascular people, like a tailor-made to the disease, not just millet for everybody, or tailor-made to wellness point of view, or some young generation want to eat cereal, where all the complements are put in, and you make even chips, potato chips can be made. Why not the millets can be together grounded and made a chips? Millet chip. Nobody made millet chips. Is it possible? I do not know. But it's an idea to be looked at it. If it is possible, then you can mix along with something else also to make them palatable as a chips. And where kids can be eaten. Children can like it to eat. So we need to think something strategically. I'm just start putting the ideas into the game. But then again, to convince agriculture graduate, they love to work in ITC, not in a smaller company like Ella Food. So they want, we need a young generation to take less risks. But I've seen some of the millet programs, a lot of small scale industry have taken a risk in the millets actually. Honestly, I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of small scale industry. But I really want them to succeed. They need to succeed because they have started with certain passion. And for them, the government needs help to help them on putting some science for that. And I think anything I can do that type of science, and I'm more than happy to do it. But the thing is, time is less, and I'm also getting old. Now I'm 68 already. I wish I'm for 35 to take Srinivas's idea and then move on as an entrepreneur again. I wish I'm 35 now. to take the millet program as a global program, It's possible, I'm telling you. It's not something impossible. The problem is we are not together. Both science and industry, policymakers and financial institutions, we are not together. So we ourselves in this room, how much we believe in ourselves millets. Let's ask ourselves truthfully. Okay? We talk, but how much we talk, believe in it. And to believe that, to make it the best product. And we need some Americans to eat and acknowledge some food. Then everybody will, Indians will eat, but blindly will eat. I think we need to put, NABARD should fund 100 crores to some company to make Americans to eat. Thank you.
So that's very, very well said. So what we are looking at is the entire value chain, the entire system to get together, put your heads together and do it.
Absolutely.
So this is just one last question from me. What is your daily diet like?
I'm eating still rice. So I ate some, the millet. I was not able to eat at all. I mean, it's good actually. You eat less actually. You eat less. But then something was not all right. Okay? And I think we need to see that how intestine friendly to make them intestine friendly. Same nutrition quality, but how intestine friendly. And I think it's possible to do it. Science. Somebody has to think that. And how is while eating, your tongue starts feeling not all right. Because you got so much addicted to the rice in life. And suddenly changing is difficult. But certainly my grandson slowly can be changed. We can make a cereal, bottles are there in US, Gerber, nutritional thing. Somebody should make a Gerber in a bottle, this millet, which are palatable to young child. Start addicting the small child onwards, the food habit. Then changes the game.
So you have really advocated and woken us up to millets, sir. So at least let me try at home this
Sure,
time, and I'll get back to you whether I turned into a millet person
Sure,
or
I'll
not.
definitely. I think I'll tell my cook, but my cook doesn't eat that. So
So thank you so much for your precious time, and we are really
Honored,
humbled
honored.
that you could give us
Honored.
some time.
Honored.